I thought it was a good game. I thought it was a competitive game. I thought it was a game with two teams that tried to play good open soccer. And I think at different times during the games, both teams were in the ascendancy. I thought we had a very good first 25 minutes of the first half, and I thought we had a very good 25 minutes in the second half. And then I thought they came into the game a little bit more in both halves. So I think I think the key thing to take away from the game, or one of them, is that I think when we're having those good spells and we're on top, is that the thing we need to add to our game now is actually scoring. I think that's the kind of thing that's happened in a few of our games this year, is that the times we've been on top, we haven't then got that goal to then get more momentum, and that's something that we need to add to the game. But I thought once our tempo was good, and once we moved the ball better, I thought we caused them some problems, and we just need to keep working at that and doing it better. I think we're both similar kinds of teams. I think we've got good quality international players. I think we play a similar style of soccer, and I think generally across the teams we're quite evenly matched, and I think you see that in all the games that we play against them. And I think, as I say, in those games, both teams have had the times when they've been on top, and both teams have had the times when they've been under pressure. So I just think it's that. I just think we're a kind of two teams that are similar. Well, that's difficult. I mean, and that's what we come up against. When any team's playing against Alex Morgan, Sid Leroux and Marta, they're going to put pressure on us. What we need to do is we need to make better decisions and move the ball a little bit quicker so we get out of that pressure. And that's a combination of things. That's a bit of cohesiveness around the team. It's a bit of timing of running and the timing of our passing. So those are the things that, if we start doing those, I think just a little bit better, or a little bit more cohesively, then I think things will open up for us. And as our team gets more embedded in the season, I think we'll see that cohesion. There's a couple of times tonight, particularly late on in the game, where Alex, I thought, made a couple of really great forward runs, but we never played her because we were looking for something else. Once we hopefully get playing together more into the season, we'll start seeing those things and start doing those things, or playing those passes, and that will help us a little bit more. At times good and at times disjointed. I think that's what we've had for this season. We barely had a pre-season. We've had players come in and out, as of other teams at times, and it just sometimes takes some teams a wee bit longer to get into the rhythm, and I think that's what we are finding. But I feel that, as I say, the more we get some consistent lineups, continuity, then I think we'll start seeing that cohesive play a little bit better. But it's just something we need to keep working away at training. The Brazilians come in on Tuesday, they train Thursday morning, light session Friday, and then they're playing Saturday. The Aussies come in Sunday, they had one more session than the Brazilians. So it's to be expected. Sometimes it all comes together and it works really well, and at other times it just takes a little bit of time for it to gel together. Well, they were, huge contributors for us last season, and they've sort of started on the same foot this year. I think as the season goes on, I think we'll see more and better contributions, because I think tonight part of the game for our international players was impacted by the fact that they've been away for 3 weeks. The Brazilians have played 6 games in 3 weeks, or less than 3 weeks. The Aussies have played 5 games in that period of time, and then they've come back into this environment. So it's to be expected that it's not always going to be really fluid and fluent tonight, and that from a match fitness perspective in relation to NWSL games, it's probably going to take them a little bit of time to get fully up to speed. It's like anything. We tried to approach games on the road the same way as we approach them here. We've just got to go out and try and win the games, pick the team that we think is best fitted for those games, and get out and win them. I think season 1 we found it very difficult away from home. I think season 2 we started to do a lot better, and we just need to keep that up. So to be honest, it's not really any different than what we do here at home. But I told our players to make sure they kicked them and give them a real hard time. No, I didn't get a chance to actually see either of them before the game, but caught them both after the game. And you know, we have a little philosophy here of, you know, being part of the Pride. You're always sort of part of the Pride, so it was good to see them back here. It's good to see them at a good club. Hopefully, you know, when we play them again, we'll beat them. But it's always good to catch up with players, and you know, I think those are two moves that have worked out well for Jazz and Steph, and we're pleased about that. And as I say, hopefully the next time we play them, we'll inflict a defeat on them.